today is the 43rd anniversary of Ali-Frazier won. Now, you say, well, 43, that's kind of an odd year. You think of something with a 0 on the end of it or a 5 on it when you're celebrating an anniversary. But, I was thinking, all the guys that are gone from that era. And last time I interviewed Joe Frazier, it was kind of sad. I mean, he had a gym in Philly. It was a really big gym, and upstairs was his office. And, I didn't realize, we were finished with the interview, and there was a curtain. Behind the curtain, that was where he slept. There was a little bedroom in there with a bed and a dresser and a lamp. And I'm like, he's living in his gym? But that's how it turned out. But he's gone. His first trainer back in that first fight, Yank Durham, he's gone. Eddie Futch took over after that and was in the corner and at the Garden on March 8th, 71. He's gone. Arthur McCanny Sr., the referee of that fight, or liked Arthur a lot, interviewed him a bunch of times. He's gone. Angelo Dundee, Ali's trainer, longtime trainer, he's gone. And Ali ain't the same. We all know. But has suffered from Parkinson's from a long, long time. But that time, that era, I mean, that's when fights were fights and heavyweights were heavyweights. So all those heavyweights back then, if they fought today, they'd all be champions. They'd be knocking each other off, but they'd all be, they'd go through the talent, the so-called talent heavyweight division right now. I still remember, that's the first fight I have actually ever bought a ticket to. I think I paid $25 closed circuit on some theater near the Hub on 149th Street and 3rd Avenue in the Bronx, which is long gone. Alexander's was up the street, long gone. And I remember coming home from school, having some dinner, and I remember tonight reminded me of that night because I got there at 6 o'clock at night and stood in the freezing cold. March 8th, it was just brutally cold. And the funny thing is, a guy standing in front of me looked familiar, and I looked at one of my schoolmates from Taft High School, and I said, "I didn't know you were coming here." He said, "Because we knew each other, but we didn't hang out together. But he was a fight fan, so we watched this fight, and it's different. You guys pay $70 for pay-per-view now, and you get an undercard, which might be crappy, but you got fights to watch. That's a lot of money, though. But I paid like $25. Now in my neighborhood, I found out you can go. The last Mayweather fight was $25 in the movie theater. It was cool because they offered, the concession stands was open, and buy your soda or whatever. You had a cup holders. You didn't have to hold it in your lap, and popcorn, and so you got fed. I saw that fight in '71. There wasn't a soda to be had. There wasn't food. All I remember was the left side of the theater was the smoking section, and by the 15th round, the whole theater was the smoking section. Oh, and forget about an undercard. I thought we watching cartoons. I think they put Bugs Bunny up or something. There was nothing. We had a grid pattern that we cheered the cursor going back and forth. The only thing that we had going for us, as Ali said, all the people in closed circuit, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to Frazier, give you my prediction. And when it came up, it was in black and white. We couldn't hear him. He held up a piece of paper that said Ali in 7, and that was it. Never really heard the fight because we never got any audio. Black and white. And, of course, Ali lost, and the place was shocked because everybody thought Ali was going to win. He's the greatest athlete I ever saw, greatest heavyweight I ever saw because of what he had to go through to be suspended for 3.5 years and then come back and pick up where you left off and reinvented himself. Like we talk about CC Sabathia can't throw that hard anymore. He's like any pitcher who threw hard, hurt his arm, hurt his shoulder, and had to come back to learn how to pitch. Hit the spots, in and out, finesse. And Ali came back, no legs. But he showed one thing, he could fight. Man, could he fight. And we heard that little clip, and it's nice to hear his voice. And, it was unfair when he did to Frazier. Frazier wasn't an Uncle Tom. Frazier was a good, hard-working, blue-collar guy. But Ali insulted all his fighters because he wanted their butts in the seats. Didn't care if you liked them or not. He just wanted your money, and he got it. And he got our attention, too. So 43 years. Man, how time flies. I don't know how much longer he's got. He'll hopefully be around for a while. It's nice to see him every once in a while, even though he looks in bad shape, but that's what Parkinson's will do, and that's what boxing will do also sometimes if you're not, if you take shortcuts, and he took shortcuts to get where he was. So we got some Phil Jackson talk.